everyone, I hope you're feeling good today. I'm definitely feeling good. My name is Serena and welcome to my channel. Now, if you are new here, I like to talk about all things natural hair care and self-care. And if you are a regular, then you know me or you're getting to know me. So thank you for returning. If you are a newbie, then please remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I put up a new video. Now, today I am going to be talking about scalp care, more specifically, why you may be suffering from a dry, itchy, flaky scalp. Now, there are different reasons why you could be suffering from a dry scalp. There are multiple reasons. I'm going to talk about 7 reasons today, but there are, as I said, multiple reasons why you could be suffering from a dry scalp. And if this is an issue for you, if this is a recurring issue, and you feel like you're very diligent in your hair care and your scalp care, but you're still having this issue, I would highly recommend speaking to a dermatologist or a trichologist for them to do some further investigation to see whether it's an undiagnosed scalp condition or something else. So having said all that, that's my disclaimer. I'm going to talk to you about 7 reasons why your scalp may be dry. So let's get into it now. Now, the first thing I will say is we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Actually, I need to put that in. And I say that because our scalps naturally produce a natural oily substance called sebum that lubricates our scalp and our hair. So we shouldn't really have a dry scalp because our body already has that covered. However, that natural process can be interrupted by different factors that lead to us having a dry scalp. So naturally, if everything is working as it should, if our body is in the natural rhythm that it should, and our scalp is in the natural rhythm that it should, our scalp produces a sebum and it lubricates the scalp and it lubricates the hair. Now, we know if we have curly, kinky or coily hair, there is a bit of difficulty with the sebum getting all the way down the hair shaft because of the curls, because it's much easier for a drop of oil to go down a straight shaft of hair than a curly one. However, your scalp shouldn't really be feeling too dry and flaky if your body is working how it should do. So if you are experiencing that, there are some factors that could be at play that are causing your scalp to be dry. So let's look at the factors. So the first factor that we're going to look at, number 1, will be having a poor diet. Now, what does diet have to do with hair care? A lot. Our diet has a lot to do with the condition of our hair, our skin, our body, our mental health, everything, because whatever you consume has an effect on your body. In order to have a healthy, well-functioning body, you need to be consuming nutrient-rich food. You need to be getting your vitamins, your minerals, your omega-3 fatty acids. You need to be eating and consuming all those things to enrich your blood, because that nutrient-rich blood carries the nutrients around your body, carries the oxygen around your body, and also carries it to your scalp. Remember, your hair is anchored in your scalp, and the way that your hair gets and your scalp gets the nutrients is through the blood that's anchored, or the hair that's anchored in the follicles that underneath the skin has those nerves and those blood vessels. So if you have a poor diet, a diet that is lacking in nutrients, that could lead to your scalp being dry. Now, you have to remember, our bodies are smart. Hair is not a vital organ. So when you are unwell or your body feels like, oh, actually something's not functioning right, they're going to take the nutrients from the places that are not vital and pump them around the places that need it. So like your heart, your lungs, your liver. So if you are not eating nutrient-rich food and you're not taking care of yourself, any nutrients that you get, they're not going to go to your hair. They are going to be put to the vital organs. So it's really important to have a healthy diet all the time, so that all the blood that you're having, all the blood that's getting pumped around is nutrient rich, and that feeds your vital organs, your skin and your scalp, and that minimizes the risk of you having a dry scalp because your diet is poor. So a nutrient rich diet is really important. The second factor, number 2, would be excess exposure to the sun. Now, UV rays, as we know, can be very, very damaging. That's why when the sun is out, even if it's out a little bit, you should be using some form of sunscreen. Now, we use sunscreen to protect our skin, but what about our scalps? Our scalps are still exposed to the sun, and that can be very drying. So what I would recommend is wear your sun hat, bring your turban, your head wrap, stay in the shade as much as you can. Make sure you're spritzing your hair so that you have a bit of moisture, and then wrap it with something. Obviously, you might not do it all the time, but minimizing the amount of time that you are exposing your scalp and your skin to the sun can really help to minimize the chance of of your scalp becoming dry because of excess exposure to UV rays. Number 3 would be overwashing your hair. How often should you wash your hair? I tell people once a week is fine, or once every 2 weeks if you can't manage once a week. If people are like, I wash it every day or every other day, unless there's a specific reason, like you're doing a job or you're going to the gym and you're having these massive power hit workouts every day and you're just sweating bucket loads and that scalp needs to be cleansed, unless there's a specific reason, you shouldn't really be washing your hair every day or even every other day, because overwashing really strips the hair of those natural oils and also really strips the scalp, and it can result in a dry scalp. So overwashing is a big no-no. Try and avoid that so you don't dry out your scalp. Number 4, I would say harsh weather conditions and artificial heat. Now, harsh weather conditions, I suppose, would seem obvious because if you're out and it's hail and it's windy and it's snowing and it's rainy, your hair's taking a battering basically, and your hair's been worn down. So of course that's going to affect your scalp as well. But also artificial heat. So when we're in the car and we're turning up the heat when it's cold, or even turning on the aircon, those things have an effect on our skin and also on our scalp and our hair. So you have to again watch that. With the weather conditions, again, if you know it's going to be harsh, try to wear a hat, try to wear a head wrap, try to wear a turban, bring your umbrella, try to minimize, and just be careful with the amount of artificial heat and sort of air conditioning that you're using, so you're not putting your scalp at risk of drying out. Number 5, I would say, would be a low intake of water. Now, hydration is so important for so many reasons, and definitely important for the condition of your scalp. If you are really dehydrated, if you're not drinking a lot of water, that's going to affect your skin. It's going to affect your concentration. You're going to feel lethargic. You could get headaches, but it's also going to affect your scalp. Your scalp is going to feel the effect of you not drinking enough water. We need to not only spritz our hair, but also hydrate the hair and the scalp from the inside out. So make sure that your intake of water is good and that you're maintaining a good level of hydration throughout the day. Number 6, an allergic reaction to any of the ingredients in the product. So you could be allergic to something. If you are using products and you're noticing, I keep on getting really dry, itchy, flaky scalp, it could be an ingredient in the product. And that's why it's really important, as I said at the beginning, to seek help from a trichologist or a dermatologist so that they can do some more and further investigation, because you could actually be allergic to something that you are using in the product. So once you eliminate that product, you'll notice a difference in your scalp. I would also add to number 6, product buildup. Now, if you are not washing your hair often and you're somebody who loves to style your hair, so you use a lot of styling products, or you just feel like I need to be caking my hair in leave-in and all these different things, all that buildup is going to make your scalp dry because you've blocked all this area. I mean, imagine that, let me give you an example. Imagine for skincare, you put your moisturizer on, then you put your primer on, then you put your concealer on, then you put your foundation on, then you put your blusher on, and then you sleep in it, and then you wake up and you do the same thing again the next day, and you sleep in it, you wake up and you do the same thing again the next day. What's going to happen to your skin? It will not be able to breathe. It will be dry. It will be crying out for moisture because there's so many things blocking those pores. It is the same with hair care products. So avoid having any sort of build up as much as you can on your scalp and hair, because if you do have that build up, it's going to cause a lot of drying and potentially itching. And finally, number 7, hot showers. Now, I wouldn't recommend a hot shower because it's really not good for your skin. So if it's not good for your skin, it's definitely not good for your scalp. Hot showers are very harsh and very drying to the scalp, and that can result, and you can even burn yourself if it's too hot, and then that can result in your scalp and your hair just being left very damaged and very dry. So avoid hot showers. They should be lukewarm, and if you're brave enough, have a cold shower from time to time, because I've heard that's really good for the system. So I hope these points have been really useful in helping you to identify some of the reasons why you might be suffering from a dry scalp. As I said, there could be other factors, so it's always good to speak to a professional to investigate other reasons why you might be suffering from a dry scalp. So that's a trichologist or a dermatologist. You can speak to your GP about getting a referral, or you could look up one. There are trichologists that you can look up, or dermatologists that you can look up. Just go into Google. But I hope it's a really good starting point for you, because I know how frustrating it can be when you have a dry, itchy scalp, and how uncomfortable it can be, because I have experienced that in the past. If you've got any questions or you want to share an experience, feel free to drop that in the comments below, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, take care, look after your hair, and look after yourself. Bye. I'm going to talk about 7, couldn't count there, 7. As I said, there could be and just be careful with the amount of artificial heat and artificial heat